Boy, it's a beautiful day to be an asshole. Boy, it's a beautiful day to be an ignorant piece of shit. Boy, it's a beautiful day to look down on others for not giving a shit about the same issues as you, isn't it? Isn't it just weird? Isn't it a beautiful day to only give a shit about one thing at a time? One thing at a time. That's all you're supposed to give a shit about. You're supposed to give a shit about saving the children and nothing else. You're supposed to give a shit about coronavirus and nothing else. You're supposed to give a shit about Black Lives Matters and nothing else. But honestly, the worst people doing this are the Save the Children people. What the fuck? Why are you using your perceived conspiracy theory, and we'll get to that later, but why are you using this conspiracy theory to come down on others for giving a shit about other causes? Do you not realize we can give a shit about more than one thing at a time? You can understand that Black Lives Matter. You can understand that the pandemic is a very serious issue, and you can also stand against child trafficking. Why the fuck do you have to punch down on other causes just to make yourself feel better? Because that is what it's all about. It's just making yourself feel better. It's making yourself feel like you're more noble than the other person, that you're on a higher steeple than the other person. Well, let me just go ahead and knock that shit down, because you didn't give two fucks about child trafficking 2 weeks ago, which is weird because it's been national news for literally years now that ICE has been losing thousands of children before the primaries were even fucking up. This was national news, and you didn't give a shit. They arrested one of the biggest fucking ringleaders of this shit, and you didn't give a shit then. No. You went and made memes about it. Epstein didn't kill himself. Clinton's kill him. Where the fuck was your outrage then when it was right in front of your fucking face? You didn't give a fuck until a sexy conspiracy theory came along. Two of them. And by the way, they can be easily disproven. Pizzagate was disproven years ago. Pizzagate is bullshit. And Wayfair? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know? God, that's so fucking stupid. Do you honestly think that if you are selling children, you're going to do it on a surface website with traceable currency? Really? You're going to use your debit card to buy a kid? No. You're going to use a Tor browser, and you're going to go to an Onion site, and you're going to use cryptocurrency. And if you don't know what a Tor browser is, you don't know what an Onion site is, then you don't deserve to be in this conversation. Look it up. If this means so much to you, why haven't you looked it up? If this is so important to you, why haven't you looked it up? Because your conspiracy theories are actually hurting the cause of stopping child trafficking. Because to me, it looks like you only give a fuck about it if there's a sexy conspiracy theory attached to it. When you can go ahead and say, well, every single celebrity I know is all in on this, and you guys, why didn't you give a fuck when it wasn't tied to celebrities? Because it's been happening for a while. Why didn't you give a fuck when the Catholic Church got a huge fucking bailout due to the losses they suffered because of child rape cases? This shit's been going on for a long time. But you needed something, you needed a spectacle to jump in on it. You need something sexy to jump in on it. Ooh, every celebrity I've ever seen, and this, that, and the other. You didn't give a fuck before. So stop virtue signaling. Stop coming down on others. Realize that we can give a shit about more than one thing at a time. Child trafficking, human trafficking, is one of the biggest fucking issues that we do need to confront. Black Lives Matter, guess what? That includes children's lives. So why are you coming down on that? This pandemic is a very serious fucking thing, and it includes children. So why are you coming down on that too? If you have to come down on another cause in order to build your cause up, you ain't got shit. It's just you virtue signaling, jerking yourself off, and trying to make yourself look better than the person next to you for something that you aren't even involved with. So until you actually do the work to understand what the fuck human trafficking is, because it's not as sexy and as fucking star-studded as you want to believe, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of the conversation. A part of me, I'm gonna go use my debit card to go buy a couple teenagers.